Did you know that there is a really important step between talking to a prospective client and getting on a discovery call with them? If you're having trouble making sales or closing the deal, then you need to ask some great qualifying questions so that you don't waste your time talking to people who aren't a great fit. What's up? This is Meliss and welcome back to the channel. I'm here with the info you need to get the results you want, because today I'm about to share with you which questions that you'll need to ask before getting your prospects on a discovery call and to verify that they truly are a good fit for your program. When it comes to sales, asking qualifying questions is an important way to learn more about your prospective clients while protecting your time and your energy from carrying out those long, overdrawn out conversations with people that you know won't purchase from you. Today, I'm going to go over the importance of asking really good qualifying questions where in the sales process this actually happens, and when you stay until the end, I'm going to give you some good examples that you can apply to your business. But first, if you're new here, I'm Meliss and I'm an online marketing strategist and business growth expert to coaches and healers. My whole channel is about marketing, online business, mindset, and manifestation. Hit that subscribe button and join the family so you can grow a profitable online business. Now, let's get into it. Now, the goal here is to engage with people who have expressed interest in learning more from you, whether it's people who commented on your posts, people who reached out to you directly, or people who've responded about what you have to offer. Filtering out people who are not a good fit is part of this process, and that is why we qualify, because not everyone is going to be a good fit, and we need to have a part in the process, a step, where we can filter out the ones who we already know are not going to be a good fit, which is going to save us time later on. Not only that, when you qualify these people, your close rate is going to be much higher when you're bringing those qualified people onto your call. So if you're talking to 100 random people and trying to sell your offer, your close rate's going to be rather low. But if you're talking to 10 people who are already a really good fit about your offer, then you might close all 10 of those and your close rate is going to be much higher. So let's define what a qualifying question is. And I want you to think about going to the doctor's office. Let's say you bring a sick child into a doctor's office. The doctor's not going to look at the child and go,
"Oh, let me prescribe these medications and you're on your way."
They can't do that because they need to first diagnose the problem. And how do they do that? By asking questions. That's what qualifying questions is all about. So they might ask, well, what did she eat? Or does she have any other symptoms? Does she have a fever? Is she vomiting? Does she have a rash anywhere on her body or diarrhea? Find out the answers to those questions, and then the doctor will be able to go, oh, I understand. Now I know. They might want to know how long she's been feeling this way. Is it, sudden, or has it been going on for a few weeks? So similarly, you need to be able to diagnose the problem, and you need to understand the details of the situation to see if you can be of service to that person. So put yourself in that doctor role and start asking questions before you diagnose the problem. Hey, before we continue, do me a favor and go ahead and tap that like button right now, because it lets me know that you find value in my content. It really makes a huge difference, and then I know to make more of these types of videos for you in the future. Many thanks. I'm so grateful for you. All right, let's hop back in. Next, you want to think about who you actually help. So what problem does this person have right now that needs solving? And is that in alignment with the problem you solve with your offer? So if you can say that these things are all the things that my clients have, or you go to your clients and you assess, they all have these same characteristics, they all have these same problems, then you would want to ask questions to your prospective clients that are related to those everyone has type of things to see if this person fits the requirements. So my question for you is, who do you help? And what standards do you have for your clients? Let me know down in the comments below. So what qualifying does is it helps you get to know the person on a deeper level because you're asking questions. So they're going to tell you things that you wouldn't have known otherwise. And that actually builds trust and it nurtures the relationship. So not only does qualifying help you filter out who's not a good fit, it also helps you build the relationship. So even if it's not a good fit right now, you've built the trust, you've built the relationship, and it might be a good fit later because you've done this step, which is really important. Not only does asking qualifying questions mean that you're protecting your time and energy, but people want you to value their time as well. So when you're asking qualifying questions, you can clearly identify if they aren't going to be a good fit right from the get-go, and that's going to save them time too, and they're actually going to be very grateful for you not wasting their time. In fact, I've asked a lot of qualifying questions, many, in my career here as a marketing strategist, and when I find that someone's not a good fit, I let them know, and I say,
based on the answers to your questions, I don't think this program is a good fit for you right now. But what I do suggest is this, or this, or this.
And they're always so grateful.
Thank you so much for telling me the truth. Thank you so much for not wasting my time. Thank you so much for letting me know.
They're so grateful, and they're gonna remember that you made them feel that way. Now, we talked about how we're gonna save them time, but what about yourself? Your time is very valuable, especially if you're a one-woman show, or even if you're running a team, or even a household, in addition to your business. So you also wanna save yourself some time. So these few questions, these qualifying questions, are actually asked before you get on a discovery call or before you send them to a payment page or a payment link. So that way you know they're a good fit before you take that next step with them. That's a lot of time. For example, if you are going to run a discovery call and your discovery calls usually last 1 hour, why do you want to waste 1 hour with someone who you know is not going to be a good fit? You'd rather spend that hour with people you know might actually purchase your program and would be a good fit for your program where you can get them results. So these qualifying questions come in before that step, before you send the calendar link, because otherwise you're going to be taking on a lot of calls with a lot of unqualified prospects. So I want you to think about what type of questions you need to know that are really going to help you qualify them. So you've got to ask deep questions in this stage. For example, I know that I help coaches and healers. But I help coaches and healers who have an online business component, who are building their online brand, their personal brand, their service-based brand. I'm not helping online coaches who have a brick and mortar store who are trying to get more foot traffic in the door. And that's a big distinction. So all of my marketing is towards coaches and healers. But in my qualifying questions, I might ask, do they see clients online? Or I might ask, how long have they been in business? Because that's going to tell me which program is better for them, or if they are further along or not further along in their journey. So those are examples of qualifying questions that are going to help me identify,
She said she owns a brick and mortar store and she wants to get on billboards and try to get more people in there.
Well, now I know that my Marketing with Intention program is not going to be a good fit, and I'm not going to spend the time on the call. Where does this qualifying actually happen? Now, this can happen in the chat. So if you're chatting in Messenger and you're going back and forth with questions, that's a great time to ask those qualifying questions. However, if you have a two-step sales process, this would happen in step 1 of the two-step process. So that basically means you have like a gatekeeper that they speak to before they speak to the closer, the person that closes the deal. So maybe in that two-step process, they get on a 15-minute call with someone, and in that call, they're qualifying and asking those questions. If it's a good fit, they'll say, oh, you are a great fit for this program. I have to connect you with so-and-so, who is our closer, and you move them into that two-step process into the second step. So it depends if it's you're a one-woman show, or if you have a team of like a sales team, then that would be a little bit different. But either way, it happens before the discovery call where you're going to make the sale. Or if you're selling in the chat, it happens before you send the payment link or the purchase link or that sales page. Now, earlier in the video, I said I would share with you some really good examples that you can apply to your business. So let's do that right now. So a lot of my clients are nutritionists, dietitians, coaches around health. So I want to give examples here about GI, or gastrointestinal stuff, right? So if someone comes to you and they say, I want to be in your program, and you help someone with their GI or their diet or something like that, you could ask, what symptoms are you having? Or how often does this happen to you? Or is it stopping you from enjoying regular things in your life, like going out with your friends? Or have you seen a doctor about this before? And what did they tell you the issue was? Questions about their diet and questions about their goals are going to be really powerful. And the reason why I included questions about what have you done before or what did or didn't work is because that's going to help guide you into what service they need from you to provide. For a life coach, if you're a life coach, questions that you might ask are, on a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated are you to make a change in your life? This is important. If someone says 2 or 3, they're not going to take your program seriously, and they're probably not going to be a good fit because they're not going to show up for their calls and they're not going to do the work. But if someone says 9 or 10, now you know they really want to change and they're ready to hop in and make that change. You can also ask, have you worked with other coaches before? And then you can understand what they're looking for in the coaching process. I work with a lot of parenting coaches. So if you're a parenting coach, some of your qualifying questions might be, what struggles are you having at home with your kids? Or how long has this been going on? And what else have you tried before in the past? And also, how much time can you give to fix this problem? That's important because if your program is 6 months long and they can only give you 2 weeks, they're not a good fit. Or if your program is 6 weeks long and they can give you 5 months, well, they're going to be a great fit because they're going to do your program, they're going to go through it again, and they're going to really make that transformation because they are committed and they have the time. A lot of my clients are also hypnotherapists, so some questions you might ask if you are a hypnotherapist is, which medications, if any, are you taking? I know that alters sometimes your state depending on how you're doing your hypnotherapy. Also, you might ask, do you have any current health problems? That's important to note. Are you introverted or are you extroverted? Are you comfortable within your body? Are you an empath? These are questions that might be really relevant to the service that you provide. So now that you know which questions you need to ask to see if it's worth your time and theirs to get on a call with you, the next step is to actually have a discovery call. And there are so many important questions that you'll need to ask during that step. So go ahead and click this next video about which questions you need to ask on your discovery call to close this sale.